Hey there, sweetness, how goes it? I do hope that it goes well. Quick name of the game. If there's anything that is connective to this collective, that's beautiful. I invite you to take it with you. If, however, nothing here resonates, that's all right. You just leave it right where you found it. It's probably a piece of information that was meant for someone else in the collective, and you should never take something off the table, or in general, that does not belong to you. Keep in mind that time may be fluid as well as energy, and let's get into it, shall we? Hmm. Yes, yes, we fucking shall. What are we getting into? Pick a pile, pick a card. This one is for the collective, all signs, all the homies. Spirit of love, truth, grace, and guidance. Please guide myself, guide these messages, guide this collective, guide us all, always, always. And thank you so much for the guidance thus far. Can you guys see these piles well? So we have pile 1, amethyst. Okay. I'm being called to grab a book. Bear with me. Getting ahead of myself here. I'm really excited. I cannot honestly recall the last pick a pile reading that I did for the collective. It has been a very, very long time. So that's smoke cleanse, and I'm going to ring the sound bowl to bust up any stagnant energy and burst forth all the sweetness. Mm. Bring forth the spiritual nectar that wants to make its way to the collective. We ring for pile 1. For pile 2. And for pile 3. The timer is stuck at 411, you guys. Let's get the 411. I was called to get some things about our visiting vibrations, our visiting stones. So, first and foremost, searching for the amethyst, herbal, numbers, frequencies, roots, kitchen magic. Very full book, getting very full, so bear with me momentarily, please, if you will. I believe we're almost there. Honestly, I'm wondering now if it's in another book. In my brain, I am not going to lie. It does not hold every bit of information that I would like it to. Oh boy. Stones. I have so many books of mirrors, books of shadows, all these lovely books going. I just have to figure out how to figure out where the information is. It's not in this book either. So, okay, we are going to I know what we're going to do. We're going to do something even a little more meaty for the amethyst. Okay? All right. So, in this case, the amethyst can represent the death card, the death card's energy. All right? This violet stone promotes humility, pile 1, and philanthropy. It brings light into problems and so helps us in the transformation from the mental to the spiritual level. It both soothes hardened souls and supports people with gentle natures. That is pile 1's stone, amethyst. I will let you meditate and see if that is your pile. On to quartz, pile 2. We have the Heart and Hands Tarot deck. Let's get your information. The quartz crystal is representative to the Ace of Swords, truth. Though it is clear, through its clear, energetic vibration, the quartz crystal shows us the path to perception and harmony. It helps us think clearly and therefore produces more creativity and resolution. It also assists meditation and firms the intuition. If that resonates with you, stick around for pile 2. Pile 3. This one is Shanty Pile. Could you guys tell me, by chance, what the pine cone represents in the spiritual realms? I'll take a hit, and then I'll answer myself if we haven't gotten a comment. Also, I will note that the pine cone is sitting on top of the Mystic Gypsy handmade deck. So the pine cone is representative of the pineal gland. The pineal gland opening, being open, closing, being closed. The way that the pine cone opens and closes. And we've had a lot in the collective energy about, awakening, enlightenment, right? But seasons, things being for a season being for a reason. Through the seasons, the pine cone changes, and it opens up, and it closes, and it represents spiritually the pineal gland, the third eye. I'm going to give you guys just a moment to meditate and pick your pile. And no, you do not have to limit yourself to just one, but you don't have to go all in either. What resonates with your soul? Pile 1, we will be beginning with the Witch's Kitchen Oracle. And for pile 1, we'll be hanging out at the Hypothecary. The Hypothecary. Yes, that's what I said. All right. I'm going to slide these guys back for now. Whittle says, hi, collective, by the way. If you have yet to meet our mascot, the quartz skull is the Shanty mascot, Whittle. All right, now that the introductions are out of the way. For those that chose the amethyst pile, pile 1, excuse me. I have pre-shuffled, but I'm going to shuffle just a little bit more. I'll bring you guys up just a little more too. Watch your ears. Thank you so much. Gratitude for you being here, homie. Messages for pile 1. Thank you. Garlic. Repel. There's a little spell that comes with each of these cards. Awesome. Well, I hope and pray that whatever you need, you find here. If you need anything at all. So each of these cards in this deck comes with a little spell to begin the blurb in the book. So if you're not comfortable hearing a spell, I'd say fast forward for like 30 seconds. Otherwise, here we go. Garlic, repel. Garlic breath will sure repel unwelcome guests through pungent smell. Place a string of bulbs around your neck or over threshold to protect. This magic is worked with harm to none. So mote it be there. It is done. And garlic's guidance for you. When you're feeling vexed by unwanted and all-consuming energies, it's time to invite some raw garlic into your kitchen. Sprinkle me in dishes and place me above your door, in poppets, or around your neck. I will rid you of malevolent spirits, demonic possession, and anyone who is draining your life force. It's funny because for this live, I was called to put something around my neck, but it's a large string of, shoot, why can't I think of it? The black stone, guys. It's one of my favorites, and I'm just drawing a stoner blank because we're visiting the hypothecary. But this gemstone necklace, all right? Obsidian. Thank you, obsidian necklace. Actually, obsidian is a stone of protection. So keep that in mind also to accompany this garlic. I believe it's obsidian, onyx. There are a few that are very, very protective quality stones. Awesome. Very, very connective, signifying. I like it. So, my history is steeped in Eastern European folklore, although I go back much further than that, having been used as medicine and as a charm to repel evil by the ancient Egyptians. My anti-inflammatory properties protect the heart, so take capsules of me daily to assist with any blood pressure and cholesterol concerns, and to boost the function of your immune system. To stimulate blood flow and incite arousal, eat me raw if you dare. The last live that I did earlier tonight was about the health of your spirit's sexuality, not just the physical body in the form, but the sexuality of the spirit and the health of it. So for this, saying this right now, that live was like 20 minutes ago. So there may be something there. If you didn't catch that live, that may be connective as well. It was not the Elder Futhark live. I cannot think of which one it was. Maybe it was the Elder Futhark Friday. No, it was the index card reading. Strictly index. If you feel like you need some more messages, when you're done here. My anti-inflammatory properties protect the heart. So take capsules of me daily to assist with any blood pressure and cholesterol concerns and to boost the function of your immune system. To stimulate blood flow and incite arousal, eat me raw if you dare. And ingest my pungent, aromatic, and aphrodisiac powers to invite a night of stimulated passion. Ooh. Domesticated in Neolithic times, garlic's benefits quickly spread to Babylon and Egypt. Herodotus wrote that the workers who built the pyramids ate garlic to build up their strength, as did the athletes of ancient Greece. Garlic powder was sprinkled on altars and doorways for protection and as an offering to the triple goddess Hecate. Triple, three, Trinity. That's been coming across multiple times in the lives that I've done tonight as well. That was part of the reason I almost did 4 piles with this pick a pile, but I went with 3 because one of the lives that I had just done, and I just brought it up on the live, but through this evening, I've felt Threes, 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 the rule of three. So, in the spirit of the hypothecary, here is a recommended recipe, if you dare. Juice for improving overall health, for colds, for infections. Place peeled garlic in a garlic press to make a garlic puree. Once you've made enough, place into a strainer over a bowl and press down with a rubber spoon, forcing the juice out. Keep the pulp for flavoring food and place juice in fridge until ready to use. Ooh, nice. All right. So that is what garlic has to say to you, pile one. I was about to say messages for pile one, and we had some jump right on out. Making leaps and bounds to say hello and bring you messages. Mustard. Faith. I love this one. Try to bring it closer without getting too much glare on here. Faith. Again, each card comes with a little spell to begin. Disbelief and mistrust. My seeds will help you to adjust. Trust, believe, for it is true. One seed returns your faith to you. This magic is worked with harm to none. So mote it be there. It is done. I have to say, the way that those cards just came out one after the other, I wanted to say, you guys, that it was like someone feels like they've been, someone's energy feels like they have been pushing faith away, just pushing faith right out of the picture, having none, repelling their faith. I hope not. A lack of belief has stripped you of your confidence when it comes to performing magic. If only you could believe what others already perceive as being very real indeed. Mistrust has led you blindly to the point you find yourself at now. And hope and expectations fail you. Allow me to instill a little faith in you with the power of just one seed, which, when used as an amulet, brings assurance and success. My pungent flavor transforms the blandest of dishes, for a little mustard can work a whole lot of magic. That is so true. I do not make a macaroni salad or a potato salad without some mustard in there. No egg salad without mustard. My white seeds are considered powerful guardians of protection from both physical and spiritual harm. So there's a lot about know that you are protected, but also keep your bases covered. Okay? From both physical and spiritual harm. Scattering my black seeds will disrupt the actions of those who are vexatious. So my white seeds White mustard seeds are considered powerful guardians of protection from both physical and spiritual harm, while scattering black seeds will disrupt the actions of those who are vexatious, which in repel, in garlic, it was talking about people being vexed. Time to trust in both the seen and unseen, betwixt and between, as your faith in the old ways returns. Hippocrates, or Hippocrates, used mustard for treatments, as did Pythagoras, who spoke of curing scorpion bites with a mustard poultice. It's funny, I just uploaded a spoken word poem, No Cure, the title. I wrote it myself, No Cure. Who spoke of curing scorpion bites with a mustard poultice. Mustard seeds, but then again, even to myself, the perspective I was in when I wrote that, or when I titled that poem, I would say, have faith, have faith, have faith. There's always faith to be had in purity. Purity is the cure. Mustard seeds have also been discovered in the tombs of the pharaohs. The seeds were placed there to bring good luck. Spreading a mustard paste on doors and windowsills is said to keep evil spirits away. I like that very much. So in that, I have a little piece of advice for those that do work with the craft, kitchen witches, and those that just resonate with using these, spices about the home and things like that. When you have spices like in your spice cabinet that are getting ready to go bad, or they've gone bad, they've expired, instead of just throwing them away, you could use them in your craft if you don't already. Excuse me. A recipe from mustard: massage oil. This is for respiratory relief, muscle relief, arthritis. You place 1 cup, and you guys are more than welcome to come back to the video later if you feel called and, write down the recipe, pause it as you need. Place 1 cup of organic mustard seeds in a mortar and pestle and grind. Heat 1 cup of carrier oil, your choice, in a pan. Once the oil is hot, add the ground seeds and boil until the mixture goes brown. Remove from heat, cool, and strain through a cheesecloth. Store in an airtight container and keep refrigerated. Again, that's a massage oil for respiratory relief, muscle relief, and arthritis. I feel like that's going to be one of my next little tonics to make. Oh, nice. All right, next in line. Echinacea. Keyword here, fortify. For oil, which mustard color? Well, I believe it didn't actually say, I don't think. So I would say yeah, 1 cup of organic mustard seeds in a mortar and pestle. So I would say if you want the properties of the white seeds, which are considered powerful guardians of protection from both physical and spiritual harm, then I would use the white seeds for the oil. If you're looking for the properties of the black seeds, which was to disrupt the actions of those who are vexatious, you'd use the black seeds. Personally, just personally, I feel as though the white seeds being considered powerful guardians of protection from both physical and spiritual harm would quite well cover what you need. Yeah, thank you for asking. Very good question. All right, what do we have? We had echinacea, fortify. We have been talking so much about it's funny, my hand disappears behind the card. We have been talking so much about fortification of the inner sanctum and the inner sanctuary. And when we fortify our inner sanctuary, our home within ourselves, our home within our spirit, making sure that our spirit feels at home within the body as much as possible, you know, and never needing to be perfect at these things, but putting in the effort, putting in the work, right? Fortifying that inner sanctum. In doing so, it helps to radiate throughout your outer sanctuary as well. Whatever that looks like for you, collective. Okay, echinacea. Infections, flu, be gone, away. I'll make sure they'll never stay. Pretty petals, cones that flower, enhance, restore your cone of power. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be, there, it is done. I just had the thought, and it may well say somewhere in this, like in the introduction to this book, perhaps if you are taking the advice and you're grabbing the recipes from the hypothecary, perhaps reciting with strong, pure intention, reciting these spells as you're creating these tinctures and tonics and oils and things like that. I believe that that will help to magnetize your faith to you and repel disbelief. I've said not long ago, and I had picked this idea up from another spiritual person out here on YouTube. I just totally lost what I was about to say. I think Spirit says I'm talking too much in a different direction. Okay. All right. But yeah, you could potentially speak these. Oh, no. Okay. All right. That's what it was. It was about paying attention to the signs that we receive, paying attention to the messages that we get individually, collectively, consciously, subconsciously. These oils, these tinctures, most specifically when it comes to prayer oils and holy oils, things like that, we do bear in mind that it's not the oil that we praise. It is that the oil and the things that it is made of, the timer is stuck at 3333. These things, these properties, they are given to us by Spirit. They are given to us by Source. They are given to us by Creator. And that is the magic. You know? So some people are like, you idolize this, you idolaters, da 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 da. We idolize Spirit. We idolize the source that the herbs come from, the source that the oils are created of, these things. And that's coming across strongly. Excuse me. Echinacea's guidance. When your defenses are down and you're feeling low, allow me to strengthen your weakened resolve. Don't be fooled by my pretty, dainty petals, for I have the power to enhance your immune system. Just a couple of drops of my tincture will fortify you against the symptoms of a cold as I battle against the virus on your behalf. Just as I thrive and grow within the secure confines of an herbaceous border, it is imperative that you build your defenses. I will lend you my protective shield to activate and maintain your core strength and help you adjust through this period of emotional and spiritual transition. As you work with the healing properties of my coned flower, I'll help you boost your clairvoyant and psychic abilities. I was just being called to help you boost the vision of these beautiful cone flowers. Pretty, dainty, but packing a fucking punch. As you work with the healing properties of my cone flower, I'll help you boost your clairvoyant and psychic abilities, restoring energy to enhance and raise your cone of power when working in ritual magic. Right there, in reading that last line, I was getting something about picking up where you left off on something that's very important to you, collective. Something very important to you, pile one. Echinacea revealed. This sacred herb is one of the Native Americans' most important medicines. The Cheyenne, Kiowa, and Choctaw used it as a remedy for more ailments than any other plant. It is native only to the US and Canada. Early settlers learned from the native people about how to use the root as an herbal remedy. Actually, this says as a herbal remedy. It's missing an N, so something about the letter N. The rune. I'm seeing destruction, hail. Take back what was taken from you. Take back what was taken from us. Take back what's been taken from nature. Take back what's been taken from source. That's coming through at the end there. Recommended recipe, tincture. Tincture tonic for coughs, colds, weakened immunity. Fill a pint-sized jar with half a cup of either leaf and root or dried leaf of echinacea. Now slowly pour boiling water over the herb to draw out the properties. Once the jar is half full with water, add apple cider to the top of jar and stir. I'm going to assume that they mean apple cider vinegar, because the apple cider vinegar, at least 5% acidity, will act as extractor for the echinacea. So add apple cider vinegar to the top of jar and stir. Store for 6 months, shaking daily. Then strain through cheesecloth and store in dark bottles in a dark place. Now, I will say, not to, pick it apart, I love this deck, I love this book, I love this creator. If you're going to make this, I make a lot of tinctures and I use the apple cider vinegar, if you couldn't tell, as an extracting agent. And while 6 months will give you, my goodness, a very potent brew, my dears, I would say that if you need it sooner, you could probably tap into it 4, 6, 8 weeks. Okay. But it's up to you. I wouldn't say any sooner than 4 to 6. 4 would be cutting it really close. 6 would be okay. 8, I'd be really comfortable. But if you could do 6 months, my goodness gracious, like I said, the potency of that brew, I imagine, would be worth the wait. I've never had that kind of patience. Sage, purification. As soon as I flip this over, I'm being called to light the sage and refresh, reignite the energy. Pile 1. It can be, but at the same time, it also can be really easy if you find the right source, Ask and ye shall receive. I'm going to grab the sage. I would say Etsy shops. They probably have many like loose leaf, herbal blends, echinacea, maybe one of them. Knock off any of the old ash so that it will burn very well. Also cleanses my hands in between. I'm an animal. I'm a savage. It's always good to clean these filthy paws, spiritually and physically. All right. Let's see what the sage, the sacred sage, has to say to you, pile 1. Shrubby sage, sacred space, I'll purify and cleanse your place. Vibrations raised, no longer stuck. Assist I shall to bring you luck. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be. There, it is done. Oh, goodness. Okay. Etsy, ETSY, like Etsy.com. I'm not sure. Do you guys have access to like Amazon, things like that? Stores you could order from? But Etsy, they tend to have like little, personal shops where people that grow their own herbs and grow their own flowers and things like that, they would get on there and, set up shop. Sage's guidance says that you've become stagnant when it comes to making magic and you have taken a dim view on what once lit you up. Stale energies have blocked magical intentions and prevented desired outcomes. Time for a little spiritual spring cleaning. Use my white variety in a cleansing ritual to smudge contaminants and get your working space ceremonially clean. My power of purification will clear and lift the energy of your altar as you waft the smoke from a lit bundle over the sacred area. My garden variation is well known as a culinary herb, for my aroma is both sweet and savory. I'm used for countless kitchen witchery spells, for as well as promoting wisdom and building emotional strength, I also assist in manifestation magic and bringing you pure luck. Sage Revealed says that Four Thieves vinegar was a blend of herbs and sage that was used to ward off the plague in medieval times. These types of herbal vinegars have been used since the time of Hippocrates. Dioscorides spoke of sage as one of the most important herbs of his time. There are over 900 different sage varieties throughout the world. The recommended recipe with sage: Oxymel, Oxymel. It says for sore throat, coughs, and fevers. Finely chop 2 cups of fresh garden sage and 2 cups of fresh rosemary. Add to a mason jar. Pour 1 cup of honey over the herbs and stir. Warm 2 cups of cider vinegar and pour over the mixture. Store in a dark cupboard. Leave for at least a month. Now strain out the herbs and refrigerate the jar. When needed, mix a spoonful of spring water with Oxymel and sip slowly. I am going to need to try that one. I just planted my first sage seed ever. I buy sage, I buy the bundles, I buy it fresh. I buy all the sage. I love the sage, but I just planted my first seed of sage. I'll let you know how it goes. Seaweed. Prediction. I'll say I think it's going to go very well. Very well. That's my prediction. All right. Trying to get that glare off. All right, this will be the last card for pile 1. Seaweed. Prediction. Oceans abound with the magic of sea. Chaos of storms rules your destiny. I'll forecast the weather, set sail, begin. Your future awaits the sea witch within. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be. There, it is done. A little weather magic is on the cards when you hang me outside your door, for I can predict what is to come. Weather magic on the cards when you hang seaweed outside of your door. Seaweed can predict what is to come. I had never heard that or read that. Seaweed is plant life that grows in the sea, in the ocean. And they call it a weed, although its properties for health are immense. Immense. Your desire to know the future has been bubbling under the surface as your prophetic potential lays dormant, waiting to be discovered. Your natural augury abilities will soon rise, and scrying into a pool of water will become your favorite witchy pastime. As you unite with the Undines, the elemental spirits of water, focus on moon lore and the ebb and flow of tides to raise winds, cause storms, and work with the chaotic forces of nature, connecting to the sea witch within. Using not magic will enable you to control and generate the winds that will blow you right on course. So dive in deeply to retrieve the lost treasure that is your birthright. That right there. Dive in deeply to retrieve the lost treasure that is your birthright. At the beginning of this reading for you, pile 1, I had said something about picking up where you left off. I feel we just did a loop right back to that. Excuse me, my nasal passages have just immediately tensed right up in this reading. That's usually a sign of cleansing, the body cleansing, purifying. Seaweed says that I will support you as you sail towards the horizon and your destiny. Scottish kelpies are covered in seaweed, and when they turn into humans, they still have seaweed in their hair. Seaweed has been used medicinally by Chinese royalty since 2700 BC. In 961 BC, Iceland, it was part of a staple diet of sea vegetables. So it's kind of like a sea cucumber, but it's seaweed. Excuse me. Or a sea sponge, but seaweed. The ancient Hawaiians grew kelp gardens with over 70 species for medicinal and ceremonial purposes. Recommended recipe, a pesto. This one's for eating. For dips, salad dressing, pasta dishes, and pizza topping, things like that. Put 1 cup of fresh seaweed, a handful of basil, 2 cloves of garlic, and a handful of hemp seeds in a food processor. Add 2 teaspoons of lemon juice and 6 tablespoons of olive oil. Then add 100 grams of Parmesan or a vegan alternative. Blend until smooth. Pour into a jar, cover with extra oil, and seal. Refrigerate for 2 weeks. So imagine you can eat it for 2 weeks. All right, pile 1. I hope and pray that you receive some messages that you needed there. And we move on to pile 2 in just a moment. Pile 2 is the Heart and Hands Tarot with the clear quartz. Clear quartz skull, named Whittle to be exact. Our shanty mascot. She seeks to bring clarity to you, pile 2. We just got a spiritual cheers, pile 2. All right. Thank you for holding our spot, Whittle. Messages for the collective, messages for pile 2. What is it that pile 2 needs to know at this time? Those that resonated with the clear quartz. What sort of clarity may we bring? Thank you. 5 of Cups. I'm going to get a couple of cards out to get a general picture. Messages for pile 2, please. What is it that pile 2 needs to know? What is it that pile 2 needs to be aware of? Please show me. Please show me. What does pile 2 need to know? Thank you. So the 5 of Cups, accompanied by the Tower, accompanied by the Devil in the reverse. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands. All right, we are going to do this 2 ways, pile 2. First and foremost, I am going to give you my intuitive read of these cards. And then I'm going to go buy the book. With this 5 of Cups, this Tower, this Devil in the reverse, and this 10 of Wands. What I'm getting here It's an energy of betrayal. It's an energy of a traitor. Pile 2, there was a traitor in your midst. And behind the scenes, what was actually taking place was this person, this traitor, this betrayer, this ruiner. What's the word? They had you encapsulated. But really, what it was that they were being held. They were being tortured. They were being mutilated by the devil, by toxic patterns, toxic cycles, toxic behaviors, toxic people, relationships, soul ties, contracts, karmics, the whole 9 yards. Maybe just one of them yards, but enough that it had its grip on them. And they did everything that they could, made themselves out to be thoughtful, empathetic, compassionate, romantic, loving, kind, gentle, just to enthrall you and drag you back to what had them enthralled by the core of their soul. Yuck. Yikes. And when they dragged you, whether it was kicking and screaming or whether it was under guise of them bringing you somewhere good, it brought down the house. It crumbled near everything. Left everything alone. Left everything empty. Possessing a feeling of abandoned. But there is strength in the healing process, and the healing process takes time, and enough time has gone by that Pile 2, you have gained back your strength. I hesitate to say back because I feel like it's an all new, reborn, transformed strength that you have now. And now that you're back to full strength, now that you've taken the time, put in the effort, the energy on yourself, it's like now you're back to full strength, or at a full strength that you've never been at before. And whoever this dickweed is wants to come back in with a love bomb and try to bring it all crashing down again. They haven't healed. They haven't done the work. They haven't put in the effort. How do I know? Well, the shared energy that repetitively shows up between the two of you is the Tower. If it were the Four of Wands, this would be a different message altogether. All right, and then we're going to go by the book. As I said, that was my intuitive interpretation on these cards, pile 2. I'm going to go by the book, and we'll start with the Five of Cups. We'll see what, if anything, matches up. But I was not really going with the meanings of the cards there. I was telling you what I saw, what I felt, what I could know, what I was allowed to know. All right. The Five of Cups. Recovery. Oh, wait a moment. Droplets like tears rain from the walls, and the door frame's long shadow obscures a portrait over the hearth. An upset has occurred and grief is present. But 2 cups are still full, and a bowl of fruit awaits on the table. This card suggests that all is not lost, despite disappointment and regret. Pessimism and self-pity may prevent you from seeing the bigger picture. Consolation is available if you will accept it. Pile 2. The Tower. This card suggests that you are experiencing a shock. As I said that, I could just hear my refrigerator from the other side of the house click on and go. This card suggests that you are experiencing a shock. A sudden revelation may throw your whole life into question, or a disaster may negate past achievements. Things that seemed stable are collapsing, and the best thing to do is let them. A fresh start. A fresh start can be a gift. Every day is a fresh start. Pile 2. Every day can be a gift. And tragedy can be a teacher. Consider this a wake-up call. That Devil in the reverse. You know your situation is unhealthy and you're taking steps to change it. An eye-opening experience may have changed your perspective, or the pleasures that intoxicated you may no longer provide the same rush. Though you may still you may still feel trapped, there is a path to freedom. Last but not least, pile 2, that 10 of Wands. Directly underneath, I do feel called to bring her up. She's just so gorgeous. The Queen of Wands is making an appearance. A lot of fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You may be fire energy or elementally. You're in your fire energy, motivation, desire. What drives you? Goals, passion, achievements. Yes, 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 because of that thing about past things going unresolved or whatnot with that card. All right, the 10 of Wands says, this card suggests that blessings may begin to feel like burdens. As you can see, 2 hands can barely hold the wands that they carry. The blooming bundle, it's beautiful, but it's heavy. Success may bring responsibilities, challenges, or complications you weren't prepared for. Confidence spurred by early wins may inspire you to fill your plate with projects that will ultimately exhaust you. Managing wealth or property may become difficult or stressful. Enlist the help you need, pile 2. But don't forget to appreciate what you have. Don't forget. Thank you, pile 2. Last but absolutely, certainly not least, we will be moving on to pile 3. Our charging piece is the pine cone for the pineal gland, the third eye, clairvoyance, ability, gift, dream, intuition, seasons, reasons. I'd like to take a moment to ask you guys a gentle reminder if you could please hit the like button, and thank you so much for those of you that already have. I appreciate the support of the homies immensely. I may forget to say it sometimes. I talk so fast I trip over my own words half the time, but I love you, homies. The pine cone. For those of you that chose pile 3, welcome home, homies. Again, this is the handmade deck, the Mystic Gypsy. Honestly, I like stickers. Pile 3. I like stickers. Do you like stickers? I like stickers. I get all kinds of cute, neat stickers, and I'm like, I don't, do I stick them to things? Absolutely. This is a giant sticker, but I have so many stickers that where do I stick them? Oh my goodness. And I was guided to create a deck of my stickers. My Mystic Gypsy. My sticker deck. Just a quick explanation, a breakdown. We had 111.11. Actually, it was 111.12 stuck on the timer for a moment. Now it's 111.18 stuck. Now 111.23 stuck. That 23 was really stuck. Now it's at 111.29. And that's stuck, of course, too. Oh, move to 34. Time stands still for us, collective. Sometimes time stands still for us. Messages for the collective, please. Thank you. Messages for pile 3. What do we have? Drippin', God's power. I like this. I like this a lot. If you guys can see this little corner piece over here is, what is it? If you're a regular homie, can you tell me? I don't know. It's one of the numerology, shanty numerology books we have. And I brought it out just in case any numbers popped up in this deck where it's smaller than the other decks from the other piles, and it doesn't have its own book, It has plenty of its own zest and its own vibe, but it doesn't have its own information book, But it does. Haha. So, Drippin' God's power. And you have number 12. Something could be significant about the letter 12. Someone could be born on January 2nd. We will be coming into January 2nd. It is December the 2nd in my neck of the woods. So that could be 1, 2, 2. So that could mean that something is very timed about this numerology message. And what was I just saying? Something about constellations. You guys may want to, pile 3, check the Shanty playlist for your sign and any videos that you may have missed. As I say in the readings, time may be fluid. So these messages may be timeless and meant for you to find them when you're meant to find them, or them to find you when they're meant to find you. Something about neck pain, cross fiber, self-massage. Someone needs to know this. Self-massage the neck muscle that's hurting, but instead of just like grabbing it and moving your fingers up and down and stuff, go across so that you are going straight across that painful muscle. Cross fiber. You could YouTube that, cross fibering self-massage for the neck. But someone needs to know that. Someone's in a great deal of neck pain. Who is it? Dr. Mandel, I think he goes by on YouTube on here. He has a lot of awesome, really quite holistic information regarding neck pain and all kinds of different things, posture, cardamom. I was watching something, he was talking about cardamom and all the great benefits of just chewing on some cardamom. So, someone needed to know that. We had 12. something about if spirit gives you power over anything at all, don't abuse that power. Just don't. It could be very tempting. Don't. It's very simple. But also, getting something here about it's almost like a couple. It's almost like a couple. And they're manipulating each other. It's a romantic partnership, love, but they're manipulating each other back and forth, threatening each other with, well, you're going to lose me. You're going to lose me. I'll be the best thing you ever lost. Someone else is saying, you don't even have me. Like, you don't even have me to lose me yet. Like, what are you talking about? It's a situation of manipulating each other back and forth. And in the end, if they keep it up, they're both going to lose. But there's something very sacred. My palm is itching as I say this part. Something very sacred, pile 3, about asking for help from source, from creator, divine, your spirit guides, your spirit team, ancestors, your highest self, whatever you resonate with. Something very sacred about asking for help. If that's a vibration that you resonate with at all, if that is a frequency that you've been looping through at all, manipulative situations, may they come to an end. Messages for pile 3, please. Messages for pile 3. Please show me what we need to know. What does pile 3 need to know? Social media. It's a question here. What's actually true? Someone is putting a bunch of crap up on social media. And I'm getting this in 2 different forms. Someone is sabotaging themselves by the things that they're posting. Adversely, someone out there, many people out there, but in relation to the collective, someone out there is trying to poison others and sabotage someone else's name. They're not even sabotaging themselves. And actually, that's not true necessarily. They are sabotaging themselves because for this piece, anyone who's manipulating the minds of others in an attempt to sabotage the way that other people see someone else, they're sabotaging themselves when it comes to karma. But someone else is sabotaging themselves. Actually, it is both. It's kind of one and the same, isn't it? To say someone else is sabotaging themselves by the things that they're posting about themselves. I'm going to look at the numbers on this. We have 23 and 2. Someone Okay. Something about a horrible birth. Something about being born horribly and without will. I feel like it's just a fucking keyboard warrior, cyber attack, bully bullshit, whatever this is. Something that someone's saying to someone else. They're saying awful things. They're telling them like they should have never been born or things like that. And it's not true. It's not true. Pure and simple. It's not true. If you're being bullied, if you're being fucking mistreated, especially by a keyboard warrior, I'm starting to get flustered, guys. It's not okay. But most importantly, it's not true. Don't feed into it. Okay? Something about having your own way to decipher the messages that you're picking up on is very beneficial. Very beneficial. Kind of like I have this. This is literally just a notebook that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. But I sat with spirit, I channeled away to turn it into a vessel of messages. There's something about you creating a cipher with spirit, with the universe, with your spirit team, and it being very, very beneficial. Perhaps that message is just for me about this cipher being beneficial, but I'm not small-minded enough to believe that. There are more creators out there. Where are you? Wake up. Are you being called to create? Don't ignore the call. I love you, homies. Thank you guys for being here. As I said, it's been so long since I did a pick a pile reading, but this was everything I hoped it would be. I hope that it is everything that you guys need it to be. Until we speak again, my dears, be safe, be good. Mwah.